Hello, welcome to your stretch, lengthen, and release this week. So there were a few requests to tap in a little bit more to our neck and shoulders. We have focused a lot on the hips, lower body, with a smidgen focus on the upper body at times. So this will be a full upper body focus. We will need blocks, so make sure you at least have one nearby that you can grab. We'll mostly be doing seated, lying down, and just a few different twists to get into our upper shoulders and back, but mostly staying off the knees and giving our lower body a break. So to begin, let's go ahead and find a comfortable sit. As always, roll those shoulder blades back and away, shift side to side. Make sure you're nice and firmly rooted on those sit bones. Spine is growing tall because you've rolled those shoulders back. You're welcome to close your eyes and take a moment to move inward. Connecting with your breath, filling up the belly, filling up the lungs. Gentle pause at the top and exhale, letting it all go. Double empty the bottom, creating space for that new cleansing, purifying breath. And just taking this time for you. This week is truly important to begin to focus on yourself and let go, because we will be surrounded with family, friends, and maybe hustling and bustling around the kitchen. And all of that tension to try to get all of these foods prepped and meal ready on the table sometimes does induce a little bit of stress, as much as we may love nurturing those people around us and being thankful for our friends and family. So giving yourself a little extra TLC, a little bit of time to focus on yourself, helps you be more present and able to truly take in this wonderful moment of our holiday this week. So I like to always have a moment to focus on ourselves when we are embarking on the holidays, just because it makes us lighter, brighter, and it's always nice to fill up our own cup before we're able to fill up those around us. So I hope with this flow, as you are just connecting with your breath and sitting in your space on your mat and coming up with an intention or a purpose of your practice, or just connecting with your breath, that this practice gives you that little extra boost to focus on yourself, a little bit of me saying it's okay, as you then can take time off the mat to go spend time with your friends and family. So with that, hopefully you've been connecting with an intention, more importantly with your breath and yourself, and we'll begin to find some movement. On that next exhale, tuck the chin to your chest. Let your head hang heavy. For a little bit more space, you can drop those hands down by your side body. And on your next inhale, take your left ear to your left shoulder. Left hand can rest on top of the head, bringing the ear closer to the shoulder, and walk those fingertips to the outside of your mat. And on your next exhale, tuck the chin back to your chest. Allow your left hand to rest down by your side body or the mat. And your next inhale, we'll take this to the other side. Left ear, left or right ear, right shoulder, stretching out the left side. And take that right hand to the top of the head, bringing the ear closer to the shoulder. And walk the left hand to the outside of your mat. And on your exhale, allow your right hand to come down to your mat. Retuck the chin to your chest. And on your next inhale, lifting up your head, adding the arms, reaching up to the sky. We'll take a gentle twist here. On your exhale, take your right hand to that left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twist, looking back behind you. You want to really press your hand into your knee to begin to feel more openness and length along the back side of the neck all the way down through the shoulder and then maybe even the outer arm. So less about twerking and twisting yourself in this posture and a little bit more focus on the neck and shoulder. Gaining that range of motion back into our neck. And on our inhale, unravel, add the arms back high. On our exhale, we'll switch. And taking our left hand to our right knee. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twist, looking back behind you. Again, focus on the outside of the shoulder, spreading and getting space between our shoulder blade and our spine. And then adding that rotation into our neck, looking back behind us. On your next inhale, unravel, take the hands high. On your exhale, fold forward briefly. Just place the hands in front of your crossed legs. And we'll take a moment just to bring that heart forward. Roll those shoulder blades down and away. Shift our weight slightly forward. And just breathe, elongating the back. Sometimes it's nice after having a sit for a long time. The gravity is pressing down on our spine, pulling our weight down into our lower back. So just taking a little bit of a stretch before we add another side bend for our arms and upper body. And inhale, slowly press yourself up, back up to the sit. Roll those shoulder blades down and away on that exhale. Next inhale, take the hands high. On our exhale, we'll take a side bend. This time, taking our right hand to our mat first, reaching the left fingertips high, and exhale, reach it over to the side. Inhale, flowing back up. We'll take this on the other side on our exhale. Allow your left hand to fall down to your mat. Inhale, right arm high. Exhale, reach over to the right. And on your inhale, slowly flow back up. Allow the arms to meet high overhead. And on our exhale, reach out to the sides of the room. Really stretch those arms long and then drop them down by your side. Once more, roll those shoulder blades down and away. From here, we'll take our hands to our knees to move into some cat-cows, just focusing on our pelvis and our core. So on our inhale, shoulder blades roll back and away, drop that head back. Open up the chest, arch in the low back. On our exhale, press our spine away into that cat spine and keep flowing, following your breath. I'm going to take 2 more breaths here. And last exhale. Coming back up to that neutral spine. Roll those shoulder blades down and away once more in case they've creeped up. And just take a moment to notice this seated meditation, this seated moment compared to the beginning of class when I was blabbing about taking time for yourself, self-care before you focus on this wonderful holiday of giving thanks to others around you and for your life. So just notice maybe you're sitting a little bit stronger, a little bit taller, a little bit more proud, maybe a little bit more open in the shoulders, and that's kind of the beauty of giving some thanks back to yourself. So from here, let's make our way down to our mat into our wide leg child pose or traditional, depending on what suits your body best. Taking some time to get there, big toes to touch, knees wider than your mat if you're taking wide leg, and on your exhale, reach your hands forward. This is when you can bring a block in to your practice to rest your hands on top. So a few ways to use this block to our advantage. You can take your hands on top, pulling the shoulder blades together closer to the spine, then dropping the head down. The other option is our reverse prayer hands, bringing the block a little bit closer to you for your elbows, taking your elbows on top, taking your prayer hands, and reverse prayer, dropping your head down, and taking the prayer hands back behind you. I'm just going to open a little bit more of our triceps. And if you'd like to explore both options, we are halfway through just opening up and giving ourselves some time in our wide leg child pose. So you're welcome to switch, pushing the block away or bringing it close to you, anything that feels good. On your next inhale, gently begin to press yourself up. Place the block over to the side. We're still staying in our wide leg child pose to get some side movement. So in this halfway lift position, on your exhale, begin to walk your hands over to the right side, placing your left hand on top, drop the head down. Really breathe in through this left side from the fingertips all the way to that left hip. On your inhale, halfway lift, walk back to center, and on your exhale, walk your hands over to the left side. Place that right hand on top, drop the head down, breathe into this right side. Inhale, come back through center. And on your exhale, we'll press ourselves up just briefly. I promise we'd stay off our knees. We're gonna roll all the way down onto our belly. Once you get there, we'll bend our heels to our sit bones and take just some windshield wipers to loosen up those hips. Especially after being in our wide leg child pose for a little bit. And we'll slowly lower the toes and heels back down. We'll rise up into our Sphinx posture. Elbow underneath the shoulder, shoulder blades roll back and away, opening up that chest, opening up the heart. Really allow the fingertips to pull your chest forward. Belly sinks down into our mat to take a nice, even deeper arch into that lumbar spine. You can look up if it's okay with your neck, beginning to open up the throat. And on your exhale, slowly drop your chest back down. Take your arms, place one on top if that feels comfortable. Rest your forehead down just so your nose isn't pressing into your mat, and take a moment here. The next opening we'll flow into is our fallen tree branch. So we'll rise just briefly back into our Sphinx posture. but this time we'll straighten our elbows just so we have enough space to leave the arms underneath. We'll start with the right arm. On your inhale, lift that right arm high. On your exhale, palm facing up towards the ceiling. Walk that right arm underneath as far as possible. If you need to roll to that right shoulder to pull it away from you even more. And then roll back down to your belly. You can take your left hand in front for a little bit of support. You can reach it out in front of you for some more depth. Or if you have a block, this is another opportunity to bring it to you to aid a little bit in the practice. So you can just give it a nice little hug that prevents some of the weight from pressing directly down on this shoulder. Kind of taking any variation that feels good. Finding that Goldilocks theory, just that sweet edge where you're feeling the stretch, but you're not gritting your teeth, you're not biting it, it's not too hot. And something that you actually feel where it's not too cold. So you're really getting into that nice, sweet, juicy point where you're taking advantage of the shoulder opening. On your inhale, take your left hand to your right elbow, slowly begin to unravel. Keep rolling to the left side. We'll swim our right arm just to loosen up the shoulder. Forward for 3. And back for 3. And we'll take this on the other side. Coming from that Sphinx position, we'll rise just briefly up into the palms. Lift that left arm high. Inhale, exhale, palm facing up. Weave it underneath as far as you can to the right side. Remember to option to take the right hand close to that left shoulder. Rest your right arm on a block. Lifts you up a little bit higher so you're not directly on that shoulder. Or outstretch that right arm forward, dropping the head. Anything that feels good in your fallen tree branch. On your inhale, lift up your head. Take your right hand to the left elbow. Gently press into your mat, into that right hand to bring the left arm. Keep rolling to that right side as support, and we'll swim our left arm forward for 3. Loosening up that shoulder and back for 3. And once you're nice and even there, we'll open up our arms to a T to begin to open up that front of the chest. Bring those shoulder blades back together. Oftentimes, some tightness in our upper back is actually due to us rounding our shoulders too far forward. Too much stretch between the shoulder blades and spine, which creates weakness. So it's always nice to cater to what we think, which is stretching them. That might help, and then bringing them back to a nice posture, stretching the front of the chest, which is usually what's pulling, and making that weak and tight. So from here, opening up the right arm to the right side as a nice little T shape. From here, lifting up that left leg, we'll roll to the right side of our shoulder, rolling onto our side body. Option to stay here. You can also take your block underneath your head like a little pillow. You can create a kickstand with your left foot back behind, keep rolling. Come into a half butterfly, allowing that left leg to open. And taking a half bind as well. This half bind brings a little bit more weight onto that shoulder, so we're stretching the front of the chest down through the front of that right arm. And on your inhale, we'll slowly begin to unravel, taking the left arm in front of us first, guiding our chest and belly back down onto the mat. We'll bring our right arm back to our center body, and from here, take this on the left side, opening up the left arm like a wide, nice, tall T. From here, lengthen that right leg back behind you on your exhale, kickstand it back. Drop it back behind you as you roll to your left side. Option to stay here. You can take a little bit of a deeper opening, bringing the bottom of the right foot and slowly allowing that right knee to open, kind of like a half butterfly, taking a little bit of a twist. And you can take your right hand back behind the small of your back and slowly allow that as a kickstand for your body to keep rolling to the left arm. As much or as little as possible, depending on where your Goldilocks is, where you're feeling it. And avoid gritting the teeth, fighting yourself into this position or out of it. And on your inhale, slowly begin to unravel. Take your right hand in front first. And roll to your belly back onto your mat. And from here, we'll press ourselves briefly up through our box and come into seated, extending the legs forward. Giving them a nice little shake, we'll take a Paschimottanasana only to lengthen our lumbar spine, especially after being in a few different positions that create curvature in our spine. It's nice to lengthen that. So inhale, take the hands high. On our exhale, peace fingers to the big toes. I don't expect our hamstrings to be nice and warm that we collapse down into our mat. So from here, keeping that chest and thigh connection is key, since our focus first and foremost is our lumbar spine. So reach that heart forward, walk those heels forward, but most importantly, getting some length in the space of our low back. On your next inhale, slowly begin to press yourself up. Give your legs a nice little shake. And we'll come back into a comfortable sit, however that is for you. And we'll take a little bit of a twist. So this is nice for a block to have it off to your side. So we'll start with twisting to our left side. On our inhale, taking our hands high, reach to the sky. Exhale, per hands to our heart center. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twist as far as we can. Drop that right elbow to the knee and twist looking up at the sky. This is where the block comes in, bringing that knee a little bit closer taking our elbow onto the block for a little bit of a twist. On your next inhale, slowly unravel, find some length. We'll take this over to the other side. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twist to the right. Drop that elbow down onto the knee or our block. We're twisting, just giving a little bit more space once more between the rhomboids. And on your inhale, we'll unravel, take the arms back high. On your exhale, press the hands away and down to your mat. Roll the shoulder blades back for 3, 2, and 1. Coming into that comfortable sit once more. Again, reflecting on comfortable sit number 3 compared to that first one, second one. From here, we'll unravel the legs, take them forward, give them a nice little shake. And we'll lower all the way down to our mat. Palms facing up, slowly, vertebra by vertebra, until our head and shoulders are the last to meet our mat. On your exhale, walk your heels to your sit bones, bring your knees to your chest, give yourself a nice little bear hug. You're welcome to shake this side to side, looking the opposite direction of your knees, just for gentle spine articulation, massage of the sacrum, anything that feels good. And one more complete breath. Bringing the knees back to center. On our exhale, bring your forehead to your knees, releasing the back of your neck. And inhale, lower the head down. From here, we'll keep our right knee hugged into our chest. Lengthen that left leg long. We'll move into a supine twist with a little bit different of an intention. So on our exhale, bring your right knee across your left. Open up that right arm as best we can. Gaze follows. So from here, we're really trying to open up our chest. So for a lot of us, we want to bring that knee instantly down, but that lifts our shoulder. So the intention here is to keep the shoulder on the ground, one joint, if not both. Opening up the arm first, and then as you feel warm and as that shoulder opens, then you can start bringing that right knee down to the mat. And you notice one side I can do it pretty easily, and then the other side I can't at all. My knee is super high. So it really kind of depends on your body, where you're tight in different areas. And one side, as I always like to say, is stronger than the other, and one is more flexible than the other. On your inhale, slowly unravel, bring that right knee back to your chest. From here, we'll switch. Lengthen that right leg long, and on your exhale, hug your left knee into your chest.
We'll take this to the other side. On your exhale, bring that left knee across your body as best as possible and open up the left arm. So again, intention is actually in the shoulder. So in order for me on this side to actually get that left knee closer to the ground, I rotate up and I'm shortening the twist. So we really want to focus on our chest in this practice. So I'm going to focus on taking my left shoulder down first, and then trying to twist as far as I can. This is where a block is really nice because it can support that floating knee, and you're not using your glute and your outside leg muscles to really hold this leg up, just so that you can achieve the twist. So this is less about twisting, more about opening through the chest first, then twisting second. And sometimes that changes how we enter the posture, what we gain from the posture, and how it feels overall. On your inhale, slowly unravel, bring that left knee back to your chest. And inhale, lengthen it to meet the right. Back down into our Shavasana, taking a moment to tuck that shoulder blades underneath, really open up the legs, open up the chest. Notice how you feel. If you're anything like me, my legs are super jealous, but I'm hoping that your neck and shoulders are super uber relaxed and ready to work yourself into cooking and baking, whisking, or whatever you need your arms for. Giving nice big hugs this week. Now they can be super relaxed. We'll take 3 more breaths. And like with any class, if you'd like to truly rest and relax here, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I'll slowly guide ourselves into some movement to come back to seated. So first, wiggle those toes, wiggle the fingers. Just giving some awareness and intention to the extremities. Slowly walk the heels to your sit bones, roll to a side of your choice. Take a few breaths there before you press yourself up to a comfortable sit. And there's no rush, taking all the time that you need to come up into seated to close out your practice how you choose. And from here, when I'm seated, I'll go ahead and close out this practice. But again, take the time that you need if you need. Inhale, taking the hands high, reaching up to the sky. On our exhale, taking our prayer hands down to our heart center, a place of love and connection. So from this place, deep place of love and gratitude and thankfulness, I truly want to thank you all for showing up and continuing to support me as I teach you guys on our virtual stretch, lengthen, and release flow. It's always nice to pop in and say hello, see some beautiful, familiar faces, but still get to do what I love and teach you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. The light within me honors, acknowledges, and celebrates the beautiful divine light in all of you. Namaste.